everyone.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going today?
I'm very nervous.
Very nervous. Why is that?
This is a hard game.
It is?
Yeah, there's a lot that's going to be going on in a short amount of time, and a lot of bosses that I have to do kind of perfectly. I'll put that into context later. I guess what I can put to context now is why I'm excited, at least, is because last year I had a lot of fun here, and I ran Minoria Reverie Under the Moonlight. In between last year and this year, they released a brand new game, and that's what I'm playing today. So,
all right, awesome.
I guess I have someone on the couch with me. I have two people on the couch with me. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
This is?
Can you introduce yourself again? You were muted.
You were not on stream, yeah.
Okay. My name is Lovebug the Ferg. I run Amnesia: Dark Descent, and this is...
I'm Evasam. I run Pony Island currently in this marathon. It's going to be the next game.
Yeah, it's going to be the next run. I'm going to be on couch for that. Neither of you have seen this run before, right?
No.
Not at all.
Good. Okay. So when I click new file, we get to choose our brightness. I'm fine with the brightness right now. So on go, I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
I am expecting greatness.
It might take a bit. One great thing, though, is that this game has a skip cutscene button. Already improvement from the previous game. Thank you. So I'm going to be moving very quickly. Rolling is the fastest form of movement. If I go to the left here, there's a trampoline. If I get a specific bounce off this trampoline, I can get up here and get this item about 3 areas early. So that's cool. It will take away 20% of my max HP, and in its place give me a temporary 25% attack increase. So it's a great bit of additional damage to have at this point early in the game. Again, especially because we're not even supposed to have this. There's a damage up item that does like 10% that you can get in the first area, but since those items don't stack, we don't need it because we have this one now.
So quickly, you mentioned that it's an improvement over the previous game. So which previous game is that?
Minoria Reverie Under the Moonlight, and the rest of the series in general, is the skip cutscene button. Another improvement that I like is that interacting with stuff takes no time, so I just hit that save point while rolling casually and didn't take any time out of my run to do it. I'm coming up on the first boss here, so I'm actually going to use the Blood Incense before entering the boss fight. The reason for this is because, just like Minoria, this game has an item called a boss item. And in a boss item, you get a special item from every boss that you beat without taking damage. And it doesn't track specifically boss damage, it just tracks that your health bar has moved mid-fight, and if it hasn't moved mid-fight, then you get the item. So if I were to use the Blood Incense during the fight, I wouldn't get the special item from this boss, and that wouldn't be neat, but I did get it, so that's the first boss. That was kind of a tutorial boss, so it's pretty easy. And we get the Frigid Incense, which is a passive incense. So there's 2 types of incenses in this game. There's active and passive. Active you have to actively use, such as healing or blood incense, which are the ones I have right now, and I'm going to pick up one more. Well, passive means that as long as I have it equipped, it's active, or it works. So as soon as I equip this one in a little bit, we're going to be able to have ice damage stacked on top of my attacks, which is good for dealing more damage, which is this game is much more combat-focused than like exploration-focused compared to the Minoria series, so getting attack-up items is insanely helpful. Not that it wasn't helpful in the previous games, but like... Okay, so here I'm picking up the white incense. It's a fairly early incense that is a projectile. I think it's the first straight-up projectile you can pick up in the game. It's not very good for damage, but it has other purposes. Namely, it has a very quick animation, and I can fire 10 per save point. And that's something to bring up about incenses, is that my incense gets restored to its capacity every time I save, which is, I love that system of item. And it's from the previous games, the previous Minoria games, so that's, I'm glad they kept that around. So our goal after saving the princess from that tutorial boss was to bring her to the library, which is right here. If you saw that blue light before the cutscene, it's that blue light sends us to the library. It's supposed to be a place safe from witches. Spoiler alert, a witch gets in here later in the game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So now we're tasked with finding Sister Devoir. The story of this game is kind of you are a nun sent to stop witches because there's this ongoing war between witches and nuns. However, kind of one thing in the theme that was kind of carried over from Reverie Under the Moonlight, and something I really liked about that game's story, is that not everything is just like light and dark. People who are not witches that have like, you know, discovered witchcraftian magic or whatever, or like have started like getting help from witches, have started really liking witchcraft. And it creates this dilemma of they're fighting it, but they really want it. And that's something that's really cool in the story. We're gonna be skipping a lot of the story, obviously. We're skipping all the cutscenes, and then we're gonna skip gameplay later, but...
I was about to ask, because like you're saying you're playing a nun right now, but I'm assuming you'll be using, like you're already using some magical kind of incense, right?
Incense isn't... I don't know how it works with incense. I fell there, by the way, but I'm just gonna kill you so I can get a better jump. Incense isn't witch magic. I don't know what incense is. It's not witch magic, though, so it's all good. I almost fell again. That would have been really bad. But I picked up a key soon after getting to the library, and I need to do that to go in a passageway down here. The elevator that leads to where the boss is currently covered. I can't reach it, so I have to go here, and there's a lever at the end of this hallway. This hallway sucks. I'll get into it at the end of the hallway, or you'll probably see it at the end of the hallway, but these slugs that I'm rolling past, I don't know why, but for some reason, even if I like don't really interact with them and I did touch one there, I can get silenced at that lever. I fortunately didn't, so I'm very happy. Silenced is a status effect that makes you unable to use items for a limited amount of time, so I wouldn't be able to heal in this hallway. And enemies in this game deal a very large amount of damage for normal enemies. I should mention I'm running this on 1.0, the original version of the game, while currently in updates are at like 1.07. So there's been a lot of balancing fixes and bug fixes in this game since, but I have to run on kind of a primitive version where everything is, quite honestly, not great.
And what's the main reason for this? Is there skips you can do? Glitches?
One major glitch. I'm going to be skipping something that ends up skipping a bunch more things. I'll get into that. But I'm going to use the blood incense here because it lasts for quite a while, and you see the small animation that happens when I use incense, so it's good to be able to use incense somewhere where I don't have to stop movement, and on an elevator I'm not really going anywhere. But here we have a mini-boss, which is why I put the incense on this early. Mini-bosses don't have special items, so it doesn't really matter, but again, you know, not incensing during movement is good, if you can. This mini-boss is pretty easy. I just did not roll too much to the side. Speaking of rolling, I should mention... Okay, I'm kind of just choking my movement right now. Okay, we're good. There is a parry in this game. You see me using the parry. The parry is not very useful in 1.0. Its window is kind of too tight for an effect that's not really worth it against most bosses. And we usually don't like to fight enemies if we don't have to, because, you know, that takes time. But coming up, we have a run killer of a boss, just in this room to the left here, so I'm going to use the blood incense. I've given myself, for some of these really hard bosses, a limit of attempts I'll make on the boss before I just go without the Deathless item. But Sister Devoir is really difficult. She always does this attack first, and then she goes into whatever attack she wants after that. The thing that makes this boss hard in particular is that she can kind of, like... I'm going to go around her here and see what she does. She can, like, turn mid-attack. Like, her attacks are kind of like combos. This is a good attack to see. So what happens is... Okay, just do a slash. Okay, we're good. Once this text box appears, as long as we just don't touch anything except attack, she can't hit up. I can't believe I first tried that. Oh, my God. So...
Well done.
Yeah, she kind of has some combo attacks. She does multiple slashes in a row. She can turn around after each individual slash. But for doing that, we get her sword, the Claremont. The Claremont is basically the same sword, except it's black instead of white, and it does a quarter more damage. So the attack multiplier, instead of just one, is 1.25. On top of the blood incense, that gives me like 1.5 on my attack multiplier.
Speaking of damage, does taking more damage affect your speed at all?
No. The only thing that's bad about taking damage is the animation when you get hit.
Ah, okay.
But now that we've done Devoir, we have the key into the garden. Our main goal to stop the witch uprising is to get into the castle and try and get rid of the other princess that is not Amelia, because that princess is siding with the witches currently. And that's kind of the internal conflict with the war right now. So by beating Kavor, we get access to the castle outskirts, which is we can go to the garden from there, and we would like to go to the garden.
So, quick question while you're in the elevator. When you're rolling or bunny hopping like this, do you have to keep mashing?
You can technically time it. I just mash because it's easier. And it looks like I'm kind of prancing on four legs because the game just kind of lets me roll as soon as the invincibility ends, and that's when the invincibility ends. So right before entering Castle Outskirts, I picked up an item called the Charged Attack. It's an upgrade, technically. And it lets me do this heavy thrust that you see at the top left now. I didn't really pick it up for the heavy thrust, because a lot of the times the combos you can do can help you deal damage faster. You'll see, though, is the best thing I can say. This is going to be probably one of the best times. I'm dead. This is the best time for donations, probably, right now.
That was a one-hit kill, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mentioned enemies do a lot of damage. I meant it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is probably the best time for donations in the whole run.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I wait for the worst time?
I prefer you don't.
Aw, okay. And we got a $20 donation by David TKI who says, "What also floats in water if she weighs the same as a goose?" I don't get it. It's
Really
probably
small rocks.
Probably a Goose Game reference?
Probably.
Or a Monty Python reference.
Oh.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Also, the answer is a duck.
Oh, okay.
Wait. A witch.
Oh,
Witch duck.
this game is witches.
There you go. Answer your question.
Even during this mini boss, if you want to read another donation, go for it. Because we need to wait for this one to fall from the ceiling.
Okay, can someone donate so I can read one?
Oh, dang.
Come on, guys, like seriously. We're one. Okay, I see why people aren't donating. It's because of the last two digits.
You don't have to change the Senate
Donate
number in your
31
donation.
cents
Yeah,
so we can
exactly.
reach 5,100.
We can keep the meme going. I mean, just donate like I don't know.
All right, well,
5,000.
unfortunately, I need to explain a lot right now.
Go
so
ahead.
right after this mini-boss, I'm picking up this sword, the Brunhilde. It's not stronger than the Claremont, but it has moveset B, which is a different moveset from moveset A. Moveset B has two notable things, and one of them is that my heavy thrust is now the cross slash. That's the charged attack for moveset B. If I get to low damage here, and then use the cross slash and quit out of the game mid cross slash, I have control of my character on the title screen. I can use the blood incense to die on the title screen and then eventually load my save, and now I can force a game over basically anywhere. And now the screen is black. In this area, I'm supposed to go around and hit these 4 bulbs to get rid of this mist to access the boss, and it takes about 4 minutes, but I just skipped that. We're not done yet, though. The other thing is the aerial attack lets me gain height. If I use an incense
Wait a minute.
at the peak of my height, I can cancel the loss, the cooldown, and the, what is it? We're done with the skip, by the way.
I'm getting big Zelda vibes here.
Okay, let me explain this better.
Was that menu supposed to happen?
If I use an incense at the peak of the height gain from the aerial attack, I can stall in the air and cancel the cooldown, which lets me use the attack again, which lets me hover. So after skipping straight to that boss, I hovered over the boss's trigger, and since the loading zone behind her works, I just went into the next area of the game. To let you in on a little secret, this is not the third area of the game after the garden. Usually a cutscene after the second boss, a character poisons you and throws you in this basement area that is the third area, and you get out at the beginning of the game once you exit the basement, like where the blood incense was, is where you get out. So I didn't skip the second area of the game, I skipped the second and third area of the game.
Yeah, that's a lot
And
to unfold.
Yeah, and the last thing I should point out, if you haven't noticed it yet, is saving on the title screen, which I did in order to get rid of the title screen glitch, reset my level back to 5.
Oh no.
As if I wasn't already underleveled. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Just as intended.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need HP if you just play good.
Yeah, exactly. This game literally has an incentive to have you not take damage. Like, it's fine.
I mean, that's pretty much how all Metroidvanias work.
I'm
Just
gonna-
be good, you don't need items.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
break
ripping at the
these
point.
flowers that you saw on that bridge because there are these EXP flowers, and those ones level me up halfway past 6. So like, I can do slightly more damage. My goal here, and it's pretty easy to meet, is I'm gonna try and get to level 8 for the next boss, just because it's what I'm used to. And I'm gonna get a special ability here called the Warp Slash, which is this. It's a very fast aerial dash. Oh my god, that knife just knocked me over. I'm at 3 HP also. I need to hover back here. By skipping the third area of the game, I skipped the uppercut slash, which was supposed to be like a very big double jump. So I have to deal the rest of the game without having that. When the game kind of wants me to have that, it'll be fine. So I've calculated this before with the warp slash. For every 5 seconds of warp slashing I do, I travel the same distance as 6 seconds of rolling. So for every 5 seconds of warp slashing I do, I save a second over rolling. Doesn't seem that worth it going all the way up where I did to get it, but also I went in that one room with that like one girl and picked up the Wood Saint, which is actually a required item. So it's not as big of a detour as it seems. I just need to go back down to where I started the castle. Because I kind of went this way through the castle, there's a route right now that doesn't work, so I can't use it to get back down quicker. So, oops. That's just the route. I'm almost there, though. I'm going to re-equip my Claremont because I'm about to get into a battle. And again, the Brunhilde doesn't have a damage multiplier like the Claremont does. I just use it for moveset B because moveset B is for broken. I just thought of that now, and I feel good, really good about it.
Improv.
So yeah, I have like a little arena fight. And I'm just gonna use the heavy thrust a lot. It's actually kind of useful because of its range. This one will jump back if I'm close enough to it, which will make sure it does not do an attack before it goes down.
So, while there's a bit of downtime, I'd like to also remind people that there is a donation incentive for this game.
Oh yeah, there's a bid war.
There is a bid war. Wanna tell us about it?
So right after I beat the final boss, I can choose one of two endings. One of them in which I actually finish my mission, and one of them in which I actually side with the witches. And you can choose which one you want me to do. Last I checked, Saint ending was winning, which is where I actually finished my mission. So if you don't like that, donate. I just need to go through the back half of the castle here. Okay, these bats die really quickly and level me up quite a bit. Yeah, there we go. There's the level I want it to be. All right, coming up is the next boss. This one is also really hard because we're very under-leveled. So I have to go like a very long time. I go to a point where the blood incense runs out on this fight. So this is the Witch of Lust. The Witch of Lust actually starts out not that hard. Being quite honest, the thing is, like, unlike Devoir, her attacks only happen in one part, and she always turns before that part. So you know, okay, well, I didn't dodge there in time, but even before she starts her attack, you know that once she turns, you can just get behind her and dodge the attack. So she's actually not the biggest problem, despite, again, that dodge fail. That's just kind of a part of I got too greedy with how many combos I was going for before trying to roll behind her, and it didn't end well. There is a part about halfway through the fight, though, where you'll see why I have so much problem with this fight. Or not, hopefully. So yeah, I just kind of have to keep rolling behind her. She does this attack sometimes. I hate this attack because, like, there's like a frame where you can be in between rolls and she'll stomp on you and you'll die instantly. So that attack has, like, you know, a frame where if you roll on the wrong frame, you're just kind of done. I thought I had it there. Okay, so once this blood starts raining through the ceiling, these skulls start dropping from the ceiling. You may see them. These skulls don't have accurate location tracking. They just kind of do what they want sometimes, which makes them suck because, you know, hello, you want to get out of this pile? Thanks. Because that means sometimes I can be just trying to fight and they'll drop right on me when I don't want them to. And that can kill my damageless attempt. They usually don't kill, so like I've made a... Yeah, there we go. That's the frame I was talking about. I made a resolution where on bosses, if I take too long to do them hitless, I'll just, you know, go on without their item. I did very good on the first boss, so I have like a lot of time to kill with this boss, but I don't want to. It's a speedrun still. You know what? Yeah, go for it.
Well, Avasam just committed some black magic by breaking both the donation number and tying both endings by donating $18.69. So the Heretic and Saint endings are both tied for $21.69.
Okay. I usually run Saint Ending just because it's like a little bit faster, but I guess as a treat, because there's technically more content to it, if the endings are tied, I'll choose Heretic.
I'm letting fate decide.
All right, the Blood Rain is in the ceiling again, so I need concentration again. Ah, I knew that was gonna happen. All right, I'll go, I think, one more attempt at damageless, and if I don't get next attempt, I'll just let whatever happens happen. And that doesn't mean I'm gonna like not reset. This is one more damageless reset, and then I'll just go for whatever fight I can get.
It's not a reset, it's a re-attempt.
A reattempt, yeah, you know what I mean.
Because, you know,
No
we're the
reset.
no reset marathon.
Yeah, this is no reset.
Damn. Sorry, I'm breaking character quickly. I hope that's fine. Okay, a skull just fell on me, so yeah. I'm gonna take this opportunity to run away, heal, and just not go for damageless, actually. Oh, I almost died anyways. One thing that's cool about... Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, again, hate that attack. One thing that's cool about not going for damageless in this fight, actually, is I've mentioned that this fight is longer than the blood incense lasts. So it lets me reuse it in the fight if I need to.
Which I guess you'll be doing this time.
Yeah, if I need. I mean, if I'm at the point where my blood incense runs out and I'm still like in damageless attempt, I'll still go for damageless, but like... Oh yeah, also when she's in the air like that, she still has her grounded hitbox. The only exception is when she's doing that attack where she's completely off screen, she won't have a hitbox because she's not on screen. But like every boss that has that levitates like that usually has a grounded hitbox. The final boss is an attack where she levitates and does not have a grounded hitbox, and I don't like that. Be careful.
This is intense.
Yeah, I'm kind of using my the amount of combos I'm doing to time when skulls are gonna fall, so I'm playing it safe here, but please stop doing that attack!
Ooh. Ooh.
Got it!
Yeah!
There
Alright, cool. Took a few tries, but like, we have time, I have the item, I'll take it.
You know, just seeing this fight makes me want to try the game.
It's a really fun game, again, and a lot of balance has been put on the game in patches ever since this game was released back in August, so I definitely recommend it. You're getting a better experience than you're seeing for sure, because, again, this game was not balanced in this patch. But yeah, now we're in the last area, the Ceremonial Forest, where, like, stuff is happening in this plot. I'm gonna heal here. These are the one enemy in the game that can poison you. Isn't that fun? Nope, it's not fun. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna run. Okay, stop that. Hello? Stop that. Sometimes if you kill enemies like really badly, they die a lot. I don't know why. I think it's a mechanic. So, coming up is my favorite boss fight in the game. There's this giant dragon, and there's this really cool strategy to fighting the dragon. That basically involves standing right in them to dodge half of their attacks and then rolling into them to dodge the rest. So it's very like fun to play. Unfortunately, fun is not a thing when you're trying to go fast. So I'm gonna take damage here. You've seen this before. I'm gonna quit to the game while cross-slashing. I did not. What? I was on the white incense. Okay. I thought I was menued on the blood incense. I'm trying to go to the title screen again, but I'm not going for the same exact... What is my... Okay, I'm silly. I'm not going for the same exact result here. The one you saw there, I kind of tried to quit to the title screen at a specific time to where it kind of messed up where the game thought I was. This one is much more simple. I'm just trying to load in and get the game over to mess up my coordinates, so I spawn in the top left of the screen past the boss fight. So once I'm here, I just need to do the same thing. I need to navigate to the next save point, which is right down here. And there we go. We skipped the dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have loved to show the dragon fight off, but that skip was found, so.
I mean, we're just doing everyone at home a good one by not spoiling them the game, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd love to give a huge shout out to Jado, by the way, for finding these like title screen skips. I don't know how that was found at all, but it's crazy. So coming up, I'm gonna re-equip my damage sword because it's time for the final boss. Please save the game.
Oh yeah, already.
Yeah. This is gonna be the final boss right here. This is Princess Poem. This is the princess that sided with the witches.
Guess that didn't turn out so well for her after all.
Well, it depends.
I mean, you're beating her up right now, so I don't know.
So she has a few attacks. She all telegraphs them. I just have to keep in mind where her hand is to know if I have to dodge this attack or just stand behind her. She's easier than Devoir and Witch of Lust, quite honestly, even in phase 2, which is a hard fight. That attack, if she does that, I have to kind of stand away from it to make sure I dodge all the projectiles and then just go. Yep, she's gonna do that again. I'm just gonna... Okay. Alright, so in between phases here, I'm gonna reuse my Blood Incense and redo my healing. Alright.
How many phases are there?
This is the last one.
Okay.
This is so much harder, though. She's so much faster. She can actually kill you in one hit with that attack. So I kind of do a strategy where I go for a combo and then stand by. If she does the laser, that's good again, because that's like 2 whole combos where you're just kind of free to stand there. I'm also going to need to know what ending soon when she dies.
Oh, we just got a $20 donation saying Heretic ending is in the lead.
Okay. I want to know what you're doing. Okay, that's good. Got her.
Yeah!
So I just need to pick my ending. This ending gives us an extra mini boss, like little boss fight right at the end. So time's going to be when I kill this secret boss here. I just have to not pick the wrong ending too. All right. So we have this. We have the princess that we've been working with the whole game now. Because the Heretic ending has us side with the witches in the end. So time's going to be when the last hit on her happens, which is... time. All right, cool. So, I usually run Saint ending. And on our leaderboards, we have a separation for them. Saint ending is about 20 seconds faster. But even with that, I just beat my Saint ending PB by 2 minutes. So
Wow.
cool.
Nice.
I guess with some of the extra estimate time you donated for this ending, we can watch it play out. Does that work?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it works.
While it plays out, I'm gonna... Oh yeah, this is a character we skipped, by the way. That's Camp 4. She is a major character in the 3rd area, which we skipped. So, shout-outs to that. I'd like to give a shout-out to the whole Momodora community. This game came out, and like everybody in the community was kind of split on this game. We had some people that were super excited about it. We had new people come in that didn't care for Momodora too much, but really wanted to run this. We had some people... We have a few people that are fans of Momodora running, but kind of don't like this game, which is unfortunate. But everybody in that community is still really kind to me and everybody else, regardless what they're playing. So I'd like to give a big shout-outs to them. I already shouted out Jado for finding those title screen skips, so I'd also like to give a special shout-out to Symphonian for finding the boss skip in Area 2, because that was the big one that let us also skip Area 3. And I'd like to shout out to, you know, everybody that helped me throughout the year. My stream has grown a lot in between last year and this year, and I really want to thank everybody that's come to watch just any stream of mine or that's been a part of a community I've been in, because I'm just really happy to be here, and I feel like it's important to let them know that they're important as well. The ending's almost done, so. Do you guys have anything you want to say?
Not much other than I'm impressed.
That was a fantastic run, dude.
Yeah. So those, by the way, I should mention, those glitches, the title screen glitches, were found like less than a week before the games list was out.
Oh, wow.
So I submitted this with like 35 being like my PB is like a low 32. Like I can save 5 minutes on bosses, and then it was like, oh, you can save 5 minutes on bosses and on glitches, and I was like, oh. Okay. So yeah. The credits are gonna start right when this fades out. So thank you for watching.